Marvel fans, the unthinkable has happened. Charlie Cox is set to return as Daredevil in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in Spider-Man 3 and quite possibly in the She-Hulk show as well. Oh, we got to break this down. What's up, everybody? It's Josh. Welcome back to the channel. Smash that like button, and I want to remind you we're going to be dropping multiple videos a day. If you're not subscribed, you're definitely going to want to do that. Otherwise, you're going to miss videos. Okay, this news is shocking. I don't know how else to say this. This happened right as I was doing the morning stream. We stream every day over on our live streaming channel starting at 10 a.m. So Charles Murphy drops this scoop right at about 9:30, and so I became aware of it right as I was about to go live, and I was, of course, talking in the stream mostly about the Spider-Man 3 news that was breaking. This is all about Otto Octavius from the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans coming in. For Spider-Man 3, there was confirmation that Andrew Garfield had signed. A lot of indication that Tobey Maguire has signed. A lot of indication that the news and all of these rumors surrounding Spider-Man 3 and the multiverse for Marvel Studios, a lot of this news is true, or at least there is even more smoke now to the likely fire that is the truth of these studio things. But this news, ladies and gentlemen, this news with Charlie Cox is mind-blowing. So I really want to just kind of explain to you why this is so crazy, because I know that many of these things with the multiverse and many of the things that we think are going to happen with Marvel Studios moving forward are already crazy enough, okay? Already crazy enough. The Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire stuff is crazy. Tom Cruise as Iron Man, which, yes, I think is still legitimate. Hugh Jackman returning as Wolverine in Doctor Strange 2. I also still think that is legitimate. All of that stuff is ridiculous and crazy and exciting. But this news with Charlie Cox changes the entire game, because all of that other stuff to me made sense. What I mean by that is Sony and Marvel, there's a lot of signs that Sony and Marvel are working together, that they've worked some kind of a deal out to give them both what they want. Now, I've made a ton of videos about this. We will continue to make videos about this. There's a lot that indicates that Kevin Feige and Sony are working together, and they're both getting a lot of what they want. And so bringing in all these different characters to a Kevin Feige-produced Spider-Man 3 Tom Holland Spider-Man movie made sense, right? Because I feel like they were playing nice. But when it comes to Netflix, I thought there was a massive hang-up between getting those characters from the Netflix Marvel shows to come over into the MCU. And this mostly had to do with business. I mean, right now, we're all sort of talking about this Investor Day announcement, the big HBO Max move to put all of the Warner Media movies directly to HBO Max next year. This whole streaming war thing that is happening right now with movies and with entertainment. And Netflix is seemingly one of the biggest competitors for Disney moving forward with the Disney Plus and, of course, the Disney Total package with Hulu and ESPN. And so I never would have thought in a million years that they would bring in a character from those Netflix Marvel shows and put them in the MCU, because that just adds value to those Netflix shows, which in my mind will still and forever live on Netflix. Now, as a total side note here, and I don't know that this is the case, and I have no indication that this is the case, but if Disney just bought those shows from Netflix, then it would solve that problem in my mind, because then it wouldn't matter. They could just throw those Netflix shows on Disney Plus, and then they're just supporting their own content. But minus that, I mean, I just frankly never saw a possibility of that actually going down. Disney would never want to add more value to their biggest competitor within an industry that is the biggest coming pie. It's what they're all trying to get a piece of. And yeah, I just didn't see that was possible. And what I'm basically telling you is, I think Kevin Feige might have got this done simply because he loves Charlie Cox as Daredevil, and he knows the fans love Charlie Cox as Daredevil. And he might have essentially convinced Disney to sort of take one for the team and give the fans what they want to bring Charlie Cox back as Daredevil. That is mind-blowing to me, because it opens up a whole new realm of possibilities of things that I had considered impossible because of business, because of dollars, because that is really what determines a lot of what is possible in these situations. And so, frankly, I'm just scratching my head. I'm blown away. I'm super excited. This is amazing. I hope that Charlie is coming back for more than just a little multiversal cameo. And having said that, this is where it starts to get a little interesting, because apparently Grace Randolph is now reporting that Charlie Cox is also going to be in the She-Hulk show. So, I mean, if you weren't going to check out She-Hulk before, you're damn skippy going to check it out now. Again, the brilliance of Feige on full display, taking all the toys, putting them in the right places to just get everybody to check out all this stuff. It's incredible, but that indicates that then Charlie is not just Daredevil, but he's the Daredevil for the 616. So, technically, he's a different character than the one from the Netflix shows, but I guess due to the multiverse, he can now seemingly get away with just him being Daredevil. And this sort of gets me to think, like, okay, so what kind of differences are we going to see with this Matt Murdock? How is this Matt Murdock going to differ than the one that we saw on Netflix? And I was sort of teasing this morning when we were doing the morning stream that the big difference, or one of the big differences, is going to be the suit. Because even though I love the Daredevil suit in the Netflix version, it's really not that cool. Like, the helm is really sweet. The helmet is really cool. But other than that, I could take it or leave it. I'm very excited to see what the MCU costume designers do with the Daredevil suit, man. Whoo, baby, I'm telling you, I think we're getting a pretty good-looking Daredevil. So yeah, frankly, this is amazing. There's so much to sort of try to take away from this and think about and speculate about. We'll be talking about Marvel stuff all next year, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Go subscribe to the live streaming channel if you want to hang out with us in the morning and just talk about these sort of things. This morning was a really fun stream, man. But I'll just leave you with this last thought. This news sort of makes me think about some other really crazy things that could potentially be on the horizon, and I'm talking like really, really long term. And I just kind of want to put this little thing out there. I had always thought that a Marvel and DC crossover would be impossible, but as you begin to think about what Feige is doing, as he continues to move through Hollywood and do these things with these characters in the MCU and make it as ridiculous as we think he will, and potentially be doing stuff over at Star Wars as well, I mean, what would be the next challenge, right? What would be the next craziest thing? I mean, after he does AVX, after he does Secret Wars, after he's done all these incredible things, what next? Well, eventually he's going to get to a point where the only thing left would be an insane DC cinematic, Marvel cinematic crossover that brings in the same way that the multiverse had all these different characters and all these different IP, bringing them all together for some kind of a massive event. That would be the only thing left. Now, that is literally at least a decade, maybe 15, maybe 20 years away, if it even happens. But this thing with Daredevil just makes me, I mean, this is ridiculous, guys. I would have never thought in a million years he would do this. So it just changes my expectations for an already phenomenal dude that already blew away all my expectations. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm in a weird place with it. I want to know what you think about this. What do you think they're going to do with Charlie Cox, Daredevil, and Spider-Man 3? Are you excited to see him in the She-Hulk show? What do you think's going to be happening with all this? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video, make sure you drop a like on it. If you're not subscribed to this channel, what are you thinking? We're dropping so many videos. If you're not subscribed, you're going to miss them. And if you enjoy the videos over here, then you will absolutely love the live streams we do straight from Nerd Ventures Tower, Monday through Friday, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.